What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm actually going to be covering a little bit of my engine. So without further ado, let's get started. Roll that intro. Alright, so today I started going into the engine because the truck's been giving me some issues with ignition. So I went ahead and I took out all the coil packs. I labeled them all. Let me show you. They're all in here. I bought new ones just in case. Unfortunately, every auto shop around here had one in stock, so I've got one of almost every type of brand. I might not need them all, but we're going to get to that. But anyway, as you can see, I've been busy with the multimeter. Trying to figure out what ohms each one of these is pulling. But as you can see, like I put tape on them from where they came from. So this would be for cylinder 4. This one will be for cylinder 3. So I got them labeled 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then and so on and so forth. Alright, so I ohmed out each of the coils, and I wanted to see which one was giving me a different reading from the rest. And as I was doing that, I was recording it and writing them down. And cylinder 7 seemed to be giving me 0.3 ohms in the back. I'm sorry, 0.2 ohms, whereas every cylinder after that was anywhere between 0.3 and 0.4. 0.4 is where I'm actually trying to keep it, but you know, that's basically what I found so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put all the coil packs back in, but that one that had 0.2 ohms, I'm actually going to take that and replace it with a new one, and I'm going to run the engine and see if that was my issue. Another thing that I noticed was I went ahead and I got curious. You know, I'm already halfway through this engine and shit, and I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and pull out the spark plugs. It couldn't hurt to take a look at them since I've got it disassembled this far. Well, I checked my receipt, and when they replaced the engine, they replaced the spark plugs. So that's good. It tells me I got new plugs. Alright, so I start pulling them out. Well, as I was pulling the spark plugs out, well, first and foremost, they were difficult to break loose and pop out. The entire left bank, which would be the left side of the engine, this whole left bank, I've already pulled them all out. What I've discovered was on none of the threads whatsoever did they put this stuff that I always put on there. Okay, this is anti-seize. You want to put that on every on bolts and spark plugs. Trust me, that stuff is a life changer. If you don't have anti-seize on bolts that are going to be designed or like spark plugs that you're planning on taking back out of your engine, you're going to have a major problem. I ran into that problem a long time ago, and I accidentally broke off half of my spark plug in the head. Then I tried to use the extractor, and I broke off the extractor in the head.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Well, the only other thing I was able to do after that was I had to disassemble the engine to get the head off, to take that to a machine shop so they can get it out. I ended up having to basically rebuild the whole top half of the engine. All because it was stupid spark plugs. So, use anti-seize, guys. Use it. And if you don't have it, use it. But anyhow, I went ahead and I went through this entire side. I've already pulled them all out. You need to go away. Go away. He won't leave me alone. It's a dirt dauber. He's not interested in me. He's interested in mud and a place to put his home. But I've already taken all the spark plugs out of the left bank, and I've already put threads. As you can see, I already pulled everything out. Here's spark plug stuff, the socket extension, all that. Getting to the back of the firewall is it's not really that easy, to be honest. If you have like just your standard extensions, which would be like your long extension or just a basic short extension, you're going to have a very hard time getting to the back part of the engine because of the firewall. And then you got your brake booster. On this side, I've got the canister for the filter dryer. That's for your air conditioning system. Then you have all these hoses, and it's a pain in the neck to get back there. So a little tip is what I want you guys to do and make a note of. All right, get one of these. This is a life changer. This little this knuckle, all right, get this, because it will help you get back into those tight corners, and it makes this so much easier. Last time I worked on this and I didn't have that, it took me hours to finish all this, and when I was back there doing that and I had this little knuckle, I was able to finish this entire side in about 20 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm also going to explain something else that I discovered inside this engine, and I'm going to show you the difference between spark plugs, and I'm going to also show you what I found. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, I have already changed. I've already taken out all the plugs on the left bank. And now it's time to work on the right bank. I'm going to be using my spark plug socket. This one is specially designed to extract spark plugs. On the inside, it's got a little rubber grommet that actually grabs the top of your spark plug, and it allows you to pull it out of the deep sockets that these things are in the, not the head, the valve covers. So I might not need the knuckle this time, but I will need it later. But let me go ahead and break this one loose. No. Yes. And I haven't touched any of these back here. So I'm going to pull out this first one, and I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm going to need that because it's kind of a good extension. I guess I will. Sometimes hoses just get in the way. Okay, here we go. Alright, stick this sucker down in here. Got a good bite. Now, when you're pulling out spark plugs, they actually should be pretty simple to pull out. I'm putting a little bit of tension, and it's not coming out easily that way. So I have to come way out here and pull. God dang. And now it comes out. I should not have to torque that hard just to get these out. Okay? You should never have to torque that hard to get them out. So that is sign number one. That tells me that the guy who put this engine in here, god dang, did not put anti-seize on the freaking threads. That upsets me. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull this one out. Alright. When I get back there, I know that one's going to be fairly challenging. As you're threading these outwards, push down so that the grommet can actually grab the rest of the top of the spark plug. You'll feel it grabbing more of it. It makes it easy when you pull it out.
Hey, that's what she said.
Alright. I'm only going to show you guys just on this spark plug alone. I'm not going to show you guys the rest of them. Alright. That is a new spark plug. That's good. But as you can see how dry that is? That's dry. There's supposed to be like a silver compound in the threads. Alright, and if I go to pull the rest of it out, this is Champion on here. And according to this spark plug is a copper spark plug. It's not platinum. It's not iridium. It's copper. Alright. let me show you what a iridium looks like. If you can see the diode in the center, see how fat and flat it is. You probably can't tell, but let me get the other spark plug. Come here. Alright, as you can see in GK, these are iridiums. Iridium. I always use iridium on all of my materials. I know the spark plug looks bad, but look at the tip. See how much smaller that is compared to the copper?
Iridium tips are about the size of a pencil lead. Clearly you can see the difference.
Now remember, before you install any of the plugs, you put that anti-seize on there. You put it on and apply it like this. So not like down here toward the base and not on the diode, but first few threads. That's the best way to do it. And it'll work its way throughout the rest of the threads inside the block, and you're good to go. Alright folks, well, good news, bad news. Alright, I've already worked on the rest of the engine. I only had enough to buy 4 new coil packs for the truck. I went ahead and I started working toward the rear. I replaced the ones in the rear, got these 2 and then the 2 on the other side. So later on, whenever I have the money to go buy them, because they're not cheap, I'm going to go ahead and replace those. Now, I just tried starting the truck, and for some damn reason, it is not fixing the problem. So, I don't know what it is, guys, but eventually, after I change all these, I'll figure it out. And man, that bird is going nuts. It's a mockingbird. He's annoying. Alright, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much more I can do. I really don't know exactly what's wrong with this truck. I thought about unplugging the battery and letting it sit for a few minutes and then plug it back in and see what happens. But I got a feeling that I'm going to run into the same problem again. So I don't know. Let me go ahead and unplug the battery and I'll give that a check. And then if it doesn't work, then we'll just go from there.
Twenty minutes later.
Alright, let's see if that clears the code. Okay. Alright, let's see if that does anything different. That should clear the codes. The truck should start right up. Should. I doubt it will. Not sure what that's about. I never did that before. Well, I am officially at my wit's end right now until I get more money so I can get the rest of the coils changed out. But honestly, I'm not really sure as to what is wrong with the truck. I mean, it turns on, it runs. Only problem is if I drive it, it'll stall out on me. I don't like that. So anyway, I'm gonna leave this video here, and I guess I'm just going I'm at a loss of words at this point. I'll eventually figure it out. I promise you I'll figure it out. But if you guys happen to like the content of this video, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe now. Don't forget to do that. Also hit your post notification bell up there on the top right hand corner of your screen. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys sticking around for another episode of SV Cruiser. I'll see you guys in the next one. Good night.
What are you waiting for?
Party over here. Bring
Do
your
it!
to the other side. Take them back roads you might wanna bring.